guys, I have a different kind of video for you today. HelloFresh is a meals subscription service that sends you ingredients and detailed recipes, and you can choose from different levels of like different kinds of meals and different how many people you're feeding and how frequently you want the meals, to help you cook new things and provide you with all the ingredients and step-by-step instructions to make it hopefully easier for you. This is something I have been thinking about, like really honestly hemming and hawing over trying for months and months now. As some of you know, I have taken over. My husband used to do most of the cooking for dinner. He is a lot more talented at cooking than I am, and I'm not very good at it, and I don't enjoy cooking like he does. But he has gotten much busier with his work over the past year, really, and so I've had to take over the cooking, and not only am I not good at it, I have no confidence in my skills, and I also have a 13-month-old that I am concurrently taking care of while I'm trying to make dinner, so it makes it a little even more difficult than it already feels like it is for me. So the reason I've been like thinking about it, but I haven't tried it, because honestly I was a little intimidated. You might hear my daughter in the background and a lot of background noise. I've just got, you know, we're in distraction mode here. I'm playing a Disney movie with the hopes that I can make this video and this dinner today. Anyway, I was a little intimidated by this service because it just looked like the meals looked so beautiful and composed and like really involved, and I'm just not that good at cooking, and I thought that it wouldn't be for me. But when the people at HelloFresh reached out and asked if I wanted to try it, I thought that was a perfect opportunity for me to give it a go. So I'm so happy they decided to work with me on this video. I honestly have no clue how this is gonna go. I'm going to show you now. The box came yesterday. Today's actually Valentine's Day, so I'm trying out something a little bit different. I mean, we eat very simple fare when I'm cooking, so this is definitely a treat. So I'm going to pop in the footage I took yesterday of opening the box and what that looks like, and then I'll come back here and we'll get to cooking. Here is our first ever HelloFresh delivery, and I'm going to open it up with you. I've just undone the tape. I haven't actually looked inside, so it's like an unboxing video. Let's go through it together. I feel like I should have this on the floor because it's so big. Like, this box is massive, you guys. Okay, so let's pull some things out. There's this that says Fresh Life. Is this like some sort of letter or something, I would assume? Oh yes, Taste of Texas. Oh, is it a Texan themed dish? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's cute. There's stuff for kids to do. We did opt for the family version. That's really cute. Okay, and then there is this. I think these are just ads. And then we have our recipes. I'm so excited. One pot Italian wedding soup. I love wedding soup. Yum. Okay. Duca, I'm gonna guess. Crusted chicken, that looks delicious. Oh, and sweet potatoes and snap peas, yum. And Italian meatloaf. Okay, so not Southwestern theme. I don't know, I just made that up, I guess. So there's these really nice kind of card stock with great color photos and really nicely laid out instructions, which is great for me because I have no clue what I'm doing in the kitchen and I make the simplest fare. Okay, so that's exciting. So let's see how they pack everything. Okay, so I went ahead and put it on the floor because it was just going to be too challenging to to do that on the counter. This is awesome. Everything's separated by meal. Okay, so here's the one pot Italian wedding soup and the chicken and the meatloaf, all in their own little boxes, and I'll open those in a sec. Let's just see what else is in this box. At the bottom there's this lift here for chilled items. Ah, so those things didn't have to be cold. I see. So it looks like these are the only things I have to put in the refrigerator. And these are huge ice packs, like absolutely enormous. They're still really frozen, and I've had this box, was delivered like 6 hours ago, and I just picked it up off my stoop, and it wasn't all that cold today. It was in the mid 40s, so everything is nice and cold. So we've got ground beef, 2 packages, a ground pork, and another ground pork, just laying them out on the counter here, and 2 chickens. So those are, I believe that's going to be all of the proteins. So now I have to decide what I'm going to make tomorrow. Oh boy, I don't even know. I'll ask Don what he prefers for our special meal, and I will cook it up. But I'm really excited about this, you guys. Let's open up these little boxes. Let me get that going, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so let's just take a quick peek inside so we can see how they pack and send everything. A lot of these things I would refrigerate. I think I'm just going to honestly stick each of these boxes in the fridge, just to be on the safe side. I'm sure there's like spices and things in there that do not need to be refrigerated. But how cool is this? Everything's portioned out precisely, which is great. And I can't wait to give this a try starting tomorrow. So yeah, let's cut to that footage. So I decided today to make the Italian meatloaf because I asked my husband what he would prefer out of the 3 dishes, and he was leaning more towards this. It says it takes 10 minutes to prep, a total of 35 minutes to make. In my experience, any recipe that tells me a number, of minutes of time it's gonna take me to do, it takes me a lot longer than that. So I'm giving myself an hour to make this dinner, but I will report back on how long it actually takes. It is gonna take me a little bit longer because I'm filming and talking through some of it, but I'll let you guys know if that stands up to accuracy. So as you saw in my unboxing section, all the ingredients, with the exception of like the really perishable items like the meats, come in a box. Now I popped the meat in to the box and just stuck the whole thing in my fridge. And the way that this service works is that you're supposed to really use these items within a week, because it is a weekly service. I think you can opt to have it less frequently, but if you want to eat them fresh, that is what you do. But I know people who subscribe to this service and actually freeze some of the things to use at another point. So that's something you could consider doing. I'm just gonna go ahead and get to it now. And I'm gonna check in with you periodically in kind of this vlog style way, very casually here. But I'm going to follow the directions. The great thing about this is not only do they have pictures, which helps somebody like me really well, but it gives you a lot of very clear things you have to do to start, what you need to get out. So I'll show you, I actually got out the things they suggested, so I'm all ready to go. And then it's step-by-step instructions make it very easy, kind of break it down. So that's making me feel like a little bit better about it. This still seems very complicated to me, so we'll have to see how it goes. So let's take a look at what I've done to prepare. Okay, so the recipe starts out by telling you, it says bust out, so those are the tools you will need. A bowl, you need a medium pot, you need a couple of baking trays and some tools for the mashed potatoes, and then butter and oil. Those things are not included in the box, but here I've laid out everything else that came in the box for this particular meal. So we've got the ground beef and the bread to make the meatloaf, the chicken stock and the beans, the potatoes, and you can see even the garlic and the sun-dried tomato, everything's portioned out exactly what you need, so there's no waste. So that part appeals to me quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started by washing and drying all the produce. I've already started preheating my oven, and I'm gonna kind of chop everything up, and then I'll check back in kind of mid prep process for you guys. Okay, so I've done all the prep work. The first step took me 15 minutes, so I don't think that the time that they give of 10 minutes prep is quite accurate because I haven't even gotten to cooking yet. I'm still in the prep stages. So step number 2 is to make the meatloaves. So I'm gonna soak the bread and stock concentrates in a 1/4 cup of water in a kneading bowl. So I'm just throwing in the 2 slices of bread that they included. And then these terribly cute little packets of stock, which are just adorable. I don't really like doing this with my hands. I wish I had taken my rings off. Okay, oh well. Woman up here, girl. Oh, it smells so good though already. It smells divine. Okay. Mix with your hands until just combined. Then gives a note that says, overworking the raw beef mixture will give you a loaf that's tough and dense. Gently toss the meatloaf ingredients together until they're just combined for tender results. So that's a good tip. So that's what I'm making sure. I'm just gently, I'm mixing everything together. Don't overwork it. So I won't. And then form into 4 oval loaves. I don't know what an oval loaf is, but I'm going to guess. These are very full of, there's a lot of sun-dried tomato, I noticed. Kind of looks like a potato, I'm guessing. So 1, bake in oven until cooked through 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so that's what my little loaves look like. I'm gonna put them in the oven now. That took another 10 minutes. So I don't know about the timing of this. Okay, so I've got my potatoes boiling and my green beans are prepped and my meatloaves have been in for about 8 minutes. So now I'm putting the green beans in as well. And we're just gonna hope it all works out. It's all done at the same time, I guess. So here's a little mid-cooking process check-in. I think the potatoes are gonna take longer to boil than everything else. I had this feeling when I looked at the directions that I should have started the potatoes first. Like, they shouldn't have been number 3, they should have been number 1. And I do wish that I had gone with that instinct, because they are just gonna take longer to cook than everything else is. But everything's in the oven. The total prep time took me almost a half an hour, so that's 3 times as long as they said. Now that might have something to do with the fact that I'm a very inexperienced cook, so I'm sure I don't have like the fastest chopping skills or anything, but I think this is geared towards people with not a lot of cooking experience. Would be my guess, at least, that it's meant for people like that too. I mean, probably of all skill levels. So I would probably adjust. One of my criticisms of this would be to adjust the total prep time based on your skill level. Maybe like expert level, 10 minutes prep. Beginner level, 30 minutes prep. It was a lot of chopping and a lot of like little pieces to do, and I think that was the main thing that kind of stopped me from trying this service out before. Is like, everything's so involved. I usually make a much simpler fare, nothing with so many steps. We usually just eat steamed veggies and very simple proteins. So this is a fun experiment for me, and we'll have to see how it turns out before I give you my final thoughts. But I'm gonna check on my potatoes now because I think they're boiling. That would be my one thing, is I would have changed this recipe to start the potatoes first. Well, here's the potatoes. They're mashed up nice. I was afraid they were underdone, and the beans came out just before, so the timing did work out. I was wrong. And of course, the whole meal is taking twice as long as it says it would, but I guess I kind of expected that. I mean, I said as much in the beginning, didn't I? So, just making sure that these are nice and smooth. Not sure I'm terribly fond of our potato masher. I usually do mashed potatoes in my mixer, actually. This is working out. Oops, well, I get to taste those. Oh, need salt and pepper, I forgot that part. Potatoes are done. Don't the beans look nice? Beans look nice. So I'm gonna plate these things, and then by the time I'm plating, we can pull out the meat. Let's get the meatloaves. And here are the meatloaves. They're like little footballs. Okay, and here's the end result. It took me exactly an hour, which is just about twice as long. It's supposed to feed 4, and I do agree that there is enough food for 4 people. We definitely have hearty portions for us. And it smells really good. So we're gonna sit down and eat it, and we'll report back. Here's our Valentine's Day table. What do you think? She went right for the green beans. I'll help you with the mashed potatoes. Do you like them? Are they yummy? Yeah. How is it? I like the green beans, Mama. Well, she only just sat down, so we'll have to report back. Okay, let's dig in here. Ooh, look at that steam. Yum. I think Cece approves of the meatloaf. Is it yummy? Yeah, it is. Can I get your feedback? Mm-hmm. Don't sugarcoat it now just because it's Valentine's Day and I made it. Give your honest feedback.
It's lovely. Meatloaf is nice. Good sun-dried tomatoes. Give it a nice acidity. Good garlic flavor in the mashed potatoes. Very nice.
Good.
And green beans, pretty standard.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Is it a good Valentine's Day meal?
Absolutely.
This is much more complex meal than I normally make. Like, by a lot. So, what have you got, a fork? Yeah. Baby approves too, so family approved. So, my final thoughts here, first impressions of this meal is that it's lovely. It did take twice as long to make, as they said. Again, that's probably per user, I would say. And what I like about it is that it's a really nice balanced meal that I didn't have to think of, like what to pair with what, and find the different recipes and do all the shopping and buy all the right quantities and then have all the leftover leftover food you don't use. I mean, it's nice that it's all portioned out. You don't have to think about sourcing the food and what to do with the extra food and stuff like that. It is definitely much more involved, but I think it's nice for somebody like me who wants to be better at cooking to do maybe once or twice a week to give me a little bit more experience and confidence in the kitchen. So I think it's fun and I would recommend trying it. If you're like me and you just kind of make really simple stuff but you want to do more, but it's nice to have the guidance. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing my journey through this first meal. My camera is having some difficulties. And I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.